Clay, thanks for joining us. We hear so much about technology and how it's, it is changing our world as we know it. One of the other things that's coming along with technology is augmented reality, which is not virtual reality, which is looking through the goggles. So what is augmented reality? What's coming? Because we hear Tim Cook from Apple talk about it, and they seem set to go on it in a couple of years.
Okay. So in terms of describing what is augmented reality, I think the juxtaposition against virtual reality is a useful one. So we think about virtual reality, we put on goggles, and the computer is basically creating a new reality that we interact with. Compared to augmented reality, here it is not creating a new reality, it's actually just allowing the technology to interface with what we see around us better. So it's virtual, we're interacting with the new world, or augmented, the technology is actually just interacting with the world around it. Always better, we can always illustrate this more with an example. All right, I've got two examples. Yeah. First is an example everyone at home can go and try. So go onto your phone and download the IKEA Space app. What is this? So you download the app, with your phone you take a pan of the room, it'll create a digital image, and then using the app you can place a scale representation of IKEA furniture in that room, and it is completely to scale. So you can see what it will look like. On your phone you can walk around the furniture, you can look underneath the furniture, you can place it against the wall and it'll be to scale. So you can see, all right, does that table fit underneath my light switch or in that corner? That is augmented reality in a simple sense, and it's something you can go and touch. So from a simple example, what are the more interesting examples though? And this is when we get into these products like the Google Glass or the Microsoft HoloLens. Now, what can we do with these? So we're putting on a set of glasses. These are projecting information, and where we're seeing real-world examples is someone like General Electrics. So they're sending and using this on maintenance work. So they're sending in a maintenance worker to work on an aircraft engine, and the software and the glasses are projecting basically instructions and information. All right, so this is what you need to do on this part. You need to turn this. This is the next step. So it's almost like an educational and training and guidance tool. And GE are saying, look, this is extremely effective around productivity, and for some applications around wiring up these engines and turbines, they're seeing a 40% increase in speed of their technicians. So very interesting. We go from that, and then thirdly, you can really see how a lot of these this technology could be used in something like emergency response. So we have an ambulance officer arriving at a scene, realises that it's critical and needs to perform some basic surgery. They may not have the underlying skills to do that, but with placing on this technology, they could actually be given instructions either by the software or by a remote party, like a remote surgeon looking at the situation. So very interesting in terms of future applications, and I think you will see more and more of it.
There's been a huge amount of money being spent in this area by the big tech companies. So how are you thinking about it from an investment perspective?
Yes. And that is one of the difficulties. So today the leaders are your Googles, your Microsoft, some of the Chinese companies like Baidu, investing big dollars, but these are still very small segments of otherwise very large companies. So it's hard to say I'm buying Google today for their augmented reality technology. So getting direct exposure is difficult. One interesting way to invest alongside this theme is via the hardware side. So with augmented reality, you obviously need very high quality camera technology. You need gyros, you need accelerometers in these devices. And we've got companies that actually produce that equipment to enable it from a semiconductor perspective. So you've got a little company called AMS in Austria, which is an Austrian semiconductor and sensor company that is producing a lot of this equipment that's going into the iPhone, and that's done phenomenally well. So at the moment, direct, no, but tangential in terms of the enablers, you can find some interesting companies out there.
It is a a real investment theme, though? It's something that
Absolutely.
you should be paying attention to as an investor?
We're early days, as we always are, but I think this will be a serious technology, and we'll see very serious use cases of this going forward.
And we'll come back and talk about it as it gets rolled out or closer to the time. Thanks for your thoughts on it.
You're welcome.